Hi everybody, Jess over here. Once you get on, hopefully it lets me know. Okay, cool. Somebody's on. I'm still figuring all this out. If you know me and take my classes, you know that I have a lot of technical difficulties, so just bear with me. We're going to be starting in about 5 minutes. Let's see what else. If you want to grab any props that you might need, I'm using this book here because I don't have any blocks at home, so I'm going to be using that. I also grabbed myself some essential oil, so if you have any of that or like a smell good lotion or something like that, we're going to start the class with a little bit of breath work. So if you have that and are able to use it, definitely encourage that. But if not, totally fine. I'm also going to be set up back here on my mat, which is a little bit farther back. So if y'all have any issues hearing me or what I'm saying, just shoot me a couple messages. Also, you can just take a look at what I'm doing on the screen. Again, first time doing this, so still figuring it out. Let me know if y'all have any questions about anything. And happy Sunday to everybody that is here. Glad to have you. Hope y'all are all having a good Sunday and staying at home and enjoying yourselves with your families and just taking probably some much needed time to really be in the moment. I know that's definitely something that has happened with me these past couple days. Seeming to be able to really appreciate my time that I'm spending alone. I have one other friend that I've hung out with, really appreciate hanging out with her. There's nowhere else to be, nothing else to be doing, so it's so easy to become more present right now. So we'll start in a couple more minutes. So again, whatever you need to get yourself really grounded, just grab it and we'll start here shortly, okay? So make sure you can see my whole mat back here. So let's see. I think y'all can see probably pretty good. Can you hear me well from back here? Give me like a thumbs up if you can hear me well. I will try to talk louder back there, maybe even just move my mat up a little bit. That way you don't have any issues. Alright, well it's just about 3 o'clock, so if you did happen to grab any oils or lotion, you'll just go ahead and grab that. I have one that was in my kitchen, so just gonna dab that in my hands really quick. And rub my hands together. And cup them over my face. And start to take some really deep breaths in through the nose. And exhale out of the mouth. So begin to kind of sit up a little bit taller, maybe removing the meat from the sit bones here, reaching the crown of the head towards the sky or the ceiling, wherever you might be. And you can bring your palms face down on your knees so that you can begin to ground yourself. Right now, I think that's super important to be able to feel grounded amidst all the chaos and changes and unknowing that we have going on right now. So being able to tap into your breath and how to really ground yourself in these moments. Okay. Hi, Miss Cynthia. How are you? You guys let me know if you can't hear me well. Okay. So we're going to take about 10 breaths here. We're going to start box breathing. So basically you inhale for a count of 4, you hold for a count of 4, exhale for a count of 4 out of the mouth, and then hold for a count of 4 again. So it's basically like 1, 2, 3, 4, pause. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, pause. 1, 2, 3, 4. I also have 3 dogs in my house, and so if you hear them at any point during this groundingness that we're trying to do, just ignore. So I'm going to start with my box breathing here. I'm going to inhale for 4 breaths through the nose. I'm going to hold at the top. I'm going to exhale for 4. And hold. Breathe in. Hold. Exhale. Hold here. Breathe in. Hold for 4. Breath out for 4. Keep with this breath on your own. Do about 3 more. Remembering that amidst all this chaos, that this is the one thing that you can come back to is your breath. You are in control of your breath at all points, at all times. So really use that tool for yourself. I know for me, these past couple days have been so much anxiety. So I really have to come back to my breath in those moments. That's all I can do. So just encourage you to do the same thing. So after your 3, we're going to meet in downward facing dog. Again, y'all let me know if you can't hear me. I'm going to be facing long ways here. Tuck the toes under. Lift your hips up and back. And wherever you are in your down dog, walk your feet just a couple inches back. We're going to take a longer down dog here. So instead of being like this, We're going to walk back just a couple inches, a couple feet, so that we can really feel this stretch through the spine here. Spread all your fingers wide. Micro bend in your knees, so your knees aren't like this, just a little micro bend. Heels are about an inch off of the ground. And we're really going to push into our hands. Armpits are going to go towards our mat. So you can see how this is elongating through the spine a little bit more than maybe this type of down dog situation here. Feels really good through the spine. I'm really pressing through my hands. Maybe start to pedal out your feet. We're going to take a bit of a different approach today to the beginning of class. As a lot of people hold a lot of their tension and stress in their hips, we're going to start with pigeon pose. So I know that's not a crowd favorite, but let's go ahead and get that area loosened up and try to release some of the tension. So lift your right leg up towards the sky. Bring your right ankle in towards your left wrist. Start to crawl that left leg back just a little bit, so you'll sink a little bit deeper. If you have your book or your block nearby, you can begin to kind of place that underneath that hip if it's lifted up. Just keep the chest lifted for a couple breaths. And when you're ready, start to sink onto the forearms here. Hear the birds in the background, so nice. And you can start to sink your head down towards your mat if it's comfortable for you. We're going to settle in for about 10 breaths here, okay? So try to relax the body, let go of any tension maybe between the shoulders, any tension in the feet. Just try to release yourself down to the ground, letting gravity take hold here. And if this pigeon approach is not super comfortable, like it's painful for you, you can always take recline pigeon. So that looks like laying on the back. Bringing your right ankle right above the left knee and beginning to pull that left knee in towards the chest, and you would have your neck laying back here, and you would just pull that left knee into the chest. So that's always an option for you. So y'all can't just stay in that posture. I'm just checking to make sure everybody can hear and everything's good. So just a couple more breaths in your pigeon posture here. And slowly begin to lift the chest up, bend into your back knee, reach around with your left hand. Really open through your left side body here. Opening through that left shoulder. And slowly release without snapping. We're going to meet in downward facing dog. We're going to set up on the other side here, lifting the left leg up, begin to settle in here, left ankle right underneath your right hand. Again, same deal, you can set a book or a block in underneath that left hip, keeping the chest lifted, slowly start to drop in. It's amazing too, without music, how much you can really start to notice the breath, how much you're either not breathing in postures or that you really are breathing well. Using your breath to sink a little bit deeper in certain positions, which is really nice. Again, option to do recline pigeon in this posture as well. You're just switching your legs. Two more breaths wherever you are. And slowly begin to bend into that right knee. Notice how it might feel different. I know for me, this side feels a little bit more tight. Reaching with that right hand. You may not be able to grab the foot or the ankle. That's okay. We might come back to this later in class just to see. But opening through that chest and shoulder. Keeping that left hand on the ground for some support. Slowly release. Downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in when you arrive. Deep breath out of the mouth. Slowly come into a tabletop position. I'm going to start to take some cat-cows here. So breathe in, lift the head and the hips up, rounding through the spine. Exhale. Round, tuck your chin to your chest. Keep with that movement. Breathe in. Breathe out, round the spine. 3 more. Breath out. Add in anything that makes sense for you. You're in the comfort of your own home, so there's no judgment. I always say in the beginning of class too, it's like this is your time that you've carved out of your day to have a release. So I'm just here to give you direction. You can take and leave what you want, and being live like this is even easier because obviously you can do whatever feels good for you and it's not in a class setting. So one more round of cat-cow. Breathe in, lift the right arm up towards the sky. Breath out, thread the needle, come onto that right shoulder. You can also get a little bit deeper of a stretch by reaching your left arm back once you're down. Come back up, we're gonna switch. Again, dropping in on that shoulder, option to reach your right arm back. And just stay here for a couple breaths. Okay. Rise up into tabletop position here. Bring your right leg long behind you, in line with your hip. Flex that right toe towards the ground. Try to keep your hips square here. It's easy to kind of lean into that left hip, so just try to reach that right hip down just a little bit. Really press the ground away from you. If you feel like you're dumping in your shoulders like I am right now, just push the ground away. Take a deep breath in. On your breath out, bring that right knee out and around to that right elbow. Breathe and extend. Breathe out, bring it out and around. Keep with that movement. Really opening up the hips here again. Really feeling this through the right side body. One more. We're going to keep that leg extended, that foot flexed, and start to breathe in, breathe out, Chaturanga. Breathe it up, breathe out, lower halfway, hug the elbows in, breathe it up, 2 more times. 1 more. I'm going to switch to the other side. Take 1 round of cat-cows in between. Extending that left leg long behind you. Flex through that foot. Push the ground away, spread the fingertips wide. On our breath out, left knee to elbow out and around. Breathe it back up. Out and around. Breathe it back. Out and around. 2 more. Keep that left leg lifted. Start to take 4 Chaturanga Push-Ups. Breathe in. Lower halfway. Breathe it up. Breathe it down. Breathe it up. Breathe it down. I think that was 4. I'm not completely sure. Breathe in. Cat-cow pose here. And we're going to meet in downward facing dog. Have to take my sweater off. Begin to pedal out the feet here, releasing your hamstrings. Begin to crawl your hands back to your heels. And let the head and neck hang heavy here. I'm just gonna turn to face you guys, but you'll still be at the back of your mat. And maybe bend into your knees a lot to release that low back, right? You could grab opposite elbows, shake your head yes and no. Just release any tension, release the week that you've had thus far. Just let it all go, let it flow off of you. Now I'm going to take my book here, plant it, my left hand on top of the book, and raise the right arm up towards the sky. Deep bend in that left knee. Switch to the other side. Deep bend in the right knee. Release. And breathe all the way up to stand slowly, vertebrae by vertebrae. So as slow as you possibly can. Take your feet out wide, arms out to the side. And I do this in almost every class. Ask that you set an intention for your practice. But I think we need that now more than ever. Let this intention be just to let it go. To be able to just control your breath, because right now that's really what we have. So using that tool for yourself in this moment. Bring your hands to the side. Close your eyes if it's comfortable for you. Feel your body. Feel your feet on the earth, on the ground. Know that you are safe and grounded where you are. Take a deep breath and reach the arms over the head. Exhale, fold forward, hinge at the hips. It's okay to have a little bit wider of a stance here. I know we step out just a little bit there, so that's okay. You can feel a little bit different. Breathe in, halfway lift, hands to your shins, long spine, roll the shoulders down the back. Exhale, fold forward. Do that again. Breathe in, halfway lift. Fold forward. Breath in, lift all the way up to stand. Get super big. Maybe reach back Exhale, fold forward. Breath in, halfway lift. Fold. One more time, breathe in, lift all the way up to stand. Exhale, fold forward. Hands to your shins, long spine. Plant your hands on the mat. We're going to go to a plank pose. So if you feel like your heels are reaching towards the ground, I'll kind of show you guys real quick. So if the heels are like this, pull them up. That might mean that you want to make your stance just a little bit longer. So if you're here, you might want to crawl the arms just a little bit farther up. That way you're really engaging through your feet here. We're going to stay here for a couple breaths. Welcome, welcome. Just a couple more breaths here. Breathe in. On your breath out, lower all the way down to your stomach. Take your next breath in, baby cobra. We're lifting just the head, neck, and shoulders off of the ground, pressing the tops of our toes into the mat. Gaze is at the top of the mat as well. Keep breathing and begin to lift your hands just an inch off of the ground. 2 more breaths. Downward dog. Breath in, lift the right leg up. Bend the knee, open up the hip. Really squeeze the heel towards your left butt cheek. Really press into your right hand just as much you are with your left hand so that you're not dumping into the left shoulder. Start to make some circles. Again, opening up those hips. Step your right foot in between your hands, low lunge. Breathe in, lift the right leg up, or the right hand up towards the sky. Plant your hands on the mat. That's my neighbor. Breathe in, step your left foot up to meet your right. Breathe in, halfway lift. Fold forward. Breathe in, lift all the way up to stand. And fold. Halfway lift. Plant your hands on the mat. Plank pose. Really pressing the mat away from you here. Start to take knee to elbow here. You can see when I'm doing this posture, I'm really like shifting forward on my toe that's planted on the back. Two more on each side. So one more. Plant your knees on the mat. Not in a tabletop position like this, but a little bit farther back. We're going to start to take a couple Chaturanga push-ups here. So this is your option 1 for a Chaturanga push-up when I call for a Vinyasa or making your way to downward facing dog. You would drop the knees, breathe in, breathe out, lower halfway, breath in for King Cobra. So the only difference between King Cobra and Baby Cobra is that you're straightening through the elbows. Pressing into the tops of the feet, squeezing the glutes. Exhale to downward dog. Tuck the toes under, lift the hips up and back. Lift the left leg up. Bend the knee, open up the hip. Start to make some circles here. Step the foot between the hands. Reach the left arm up towards the sky. Slowly plant the lifted hand. step your right foot up to meet your left. Your right foot up to meet your left, yes. Okay. If you've also been to my classes, you know I don't know my left and right. So here we go. Breathe in, halfway lift. Fold. Breathe in, lift all the way up. Exhale, fold forward. Breathe in, halfway lifts you. Plant your hands on the mat. Plank pose. We're here for a couple breaths, so option to take opposite knee to opposite elbow. Left knee to right elbow. Right knee to left elbow. Make it really slow. You're really using your midline here. Two more each side. Keep with your breath. One more. You can either drop the knees or take your traditional chaturanga, breathing in, shifting forward on the toes. Exhale, lower halfway, hug the elbows in. Breathe in, upward facing dog. Roll the shoulders back. Exhale to downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in when you get here. Breathe out of the mouth, release some heat. Breath in, lift the heels. Step or hop to the top of your mat. I'm going to turn to face you guys. Head and neck hang heavy. Breathe in, halfway lift. Fold forward. Breathe in for chair pose. Bending the knees, shifting the hips back. Like I can lift my feet off the ground if I need to, because all my weight is in my heels here. Reach your arms forward, so we're keeping those active as well. Squeeze your abs towards your spine, so you're really squeezing through the core here. Breathe in, bring your hands to heart center for a twist to the right. Left elbow on the outside of the right knee. Really pressing through your palms. Gaze can go up towards the sky, or it can stay down towards the ground, whatever is comfortable for you. Just keep breathing. I usually don't demo during my actual class. I just tell everyone what to do. This is challenging, okay? Come back center. Switch to the other side. I think talking and doing it is also kind of difficult because I forget to breathe. That's what I'm trying to teach you all, right? 2 more breaths on this side. Come back center, stay in it, 2 more breaths. You can do anything for 2 more. Breathe out, release. Halfway lift. Vinyasa to downward facing dog. Whatever that looks like for you. Drop the knees lower. When you get to downward facing dog, take a breath in and then take a breath out. Lift the right leg up towards the sky. Right knee, right elbow. Breathe it up. Breathe that right leg up. Cheetah, knee to nose. Breathe it up. Right knee, left elbow. Start to kick it through, dancing warrior. We're coming onto the knife edge of that right foot, rotating our upper body towards the sky, reaching the left arm up. Slowly plant your lifted hand. We're going to meet in 3-legged dog with the right leg lifted. Step it through, warrior 1. Right foot plants. Dial your back heel down towards the ground. Breathe and lift your arms up. Deep bend in the front knee. Open up, warrior two. Gaze at your front middle finger. Breathe in, reverse. Flip the front palm up and back and open through the right side body. Cartwheel your hands to the mat and make your way to downward facing dog. Breath in. Lift the left leg up. Left knee, left elbow. Breathe it up. Left knee to nose. Breathe it up. Left knee, right elbow. Step it through, dancing warrior. Rotating the upper body, reaching the right arm. We're gonna meet with that left leg lifted. Warrior one on the left side. Dialing the right heel down, breathing the arms up. Open up, warrior two. Pressing into the knife edge of that back foot. Deep bend through the left knee. Breathe in, reverse. Cartwheel your hands to the mat and make your way to downward facing dog. You can take a vinyasa or skip it, whatever's comfortable. Breathe in, lift the right leg up. Step it through, high lunge. So we're active through that back heel. I'll show you guys. So rather than that heel being pointed down towards the ground, we're staying really lifted. That can mean taking a wider stance here, so that you're really sitting low in this posture. We're not like, what's up? We're like, this hurts a little bit. Okay. Breathe my hands to heart center. Prayer twist to the right. Left elbow on the outside of the right knee. Open up, warrior two. Spinning the arms open. Breathe in, reverse. Side angle pose. Right forearm to your right thigh. Reach the left arm up towards the sky. Again, stay really deeply bent through that right knee. Two more breaths. Breath in, reverse. Cartwheel your hands to the mat. Lift your right arm up, low twisting lunge. Bring your right hand on the inside of your right foot. Crawl out to a wide-legged forward fold. So we're just crawling out to the left, to the wide edge side of our mat. So I'm going to be facing y'all just because I don't want y'all to have to see my butt. So wide-legged here. Just let the head and neck go. Maybe crawl the hands in between the legs. You can maybe grab for your ankles here. Breath in, halfway lift. Fold forward. Bring your hands to your hips and power yourself up. Heels in, toes out. Sink the hips really low here. Bring your hands to heart center. Get just an inch lower. Keep breathing. Legs are shaky. Breathe in, lift all the way up to stand. Warrior two, towards the front of the mat. Breathe in, reverse. Then set up for a triangle pose. You're going to straighten through your right leg. Grab for your book or your block. Right on the inside of that right foot. I'm going to bring my arms to a T as if I was in Warrior Two, just with a straight right leg. Reach my right arm forward. Left hip point is going back as I'm reaching. Right arm goes down. Left arm reaches up. Breath in, reverse your triangle. Keeping that front knee straight. And Vinyasa to downward facing dog. Right foot goes back. Opening through the chest. Exhaling to downward dog. Reaching the left foot up towards the sky. Step it through. High lunge. Breathe the arms up. Staying active through that back foot. Bring your hands to heart center. We're going to twist to the left. Right elbow on the outside of that left knee. Slowly start to cartwheel the arms open, Warrior Two. Breath in, reverse. And drop yourself in, side angle pose. Left forearm to that left thigh, reach your right arm up. Try to rotate the chest up towards the sky so you can see where you might be kind of collapsing where the chest is going down towards the ground. Really think about opening that right shoulder up. Two more breaths. Breathe in, reverse. Cartwheel your hands to the mat. Lift your left arm up towards the sky, low twisting lunge. Bring your hand to the inside of your left foot. Crawl yourself out to wide-legged forward fold. This time we're crawling out to the right. Let the head and neck hang heavy. This time you can maybe grab your right ankle with your left arm. Reach your right arm up. Maybe switch to the other side. Come back center and halfway lift. Hold. Breathe in, horse pose again, or goddess pose. Heels in and toes are out, sinking the hips low. Y'all, I'm getting tired. What about you? Bring your hands to the back of your head. We're going to start to take right elbow to right knee, left elbow to left knee. Keeping the chest nice and lifted. See, I'm not even touching my elbow to knee. It's about keeping the chest lifted, not collapsing. Sink a little bit lower in the hips. Just a few more. I'm shaky, as I imagine you might be as well. Just breathe. 2 more taps each side. Breathe up. Whew. Warrior Two. Breathe in, reverse. Triangle pose on the other side. Grabbing for your block or your book. Reaching the left arm forward. Right hip point goes back. Left arm goes down. towards the block or the book. Right arm goes up. Reverse your triangle. Cartwheel your hands to the mat and make your way to downward facing dog. I'm going to take a moment here to gather my breath. If you'd like to sink down to a comfortable seat, take one hand to your heart, one hand to your belly. Just start to come back to your breath. Maybe closing your eyes. Feeling the aliveness that your body has at this moment. I don't know about you, but in these past couple days I have been like a couch potato and rambling around my house with no intention. And so to move my body and to get a little sweat in and to feel that aliveness, it feels pretty good. When you're ready, we're going to start to lift up onto our knees. And tuck the toes under here. So if your toes are like this, just bring them up. One of my favorite poses is one of the biggest heart openers in yoga is Camel pose. So you don't have to go all the way into it if you're not open enough for it right now. That's okay. Something to always work towards. Start to bring your hands to the low back. Shift the hips forward. And keep your gaze, so don't bring your neck back like this. Just keep that double chin thing going on. And you can start to reach an arm or both arms back. Keep pushing the hips forward. Breathing into that low back area. Whenever you're ready, you can slowly start to come out. I like to place one hand on my heart and then slowly start to come out without twisting. Take a child's pose here to come out of that low back so you can keep the knees together. Bring the arms back down behind you. So just drop in. I'm gonna check my phone real quick while y'all are. Hi. I think you can watch on replay, whomever needs to. Whenever you're ready, you can come out of your child's pose. We're gonna go into Camel one last time. So again, coming up onto your knees here, onto your toes, reaching your hands at your low back and pushing the hips forward. And if it's available to you, begin to grab for your ankles here. Really try to open through the heart and shoulders here. And stay for 2 or 3 more breaths, whatever is comfortable for you. Slowly rise out of it. And drop into a child's pose again here. take the next couple breaths to meet in downward facing dog. When you get there, take a nice deep breath in through the nose. Release out of the mouth. Slowly make your way to the top of the mat. Let the head and the neck go. You take a breath in, halfway lift. Fold forward. Breathe in, lift all the way up to stand. Sink yourself in, chair pose. Again, feet can be together or apart here. Tucking the pelvis under, so if you see you're like this, just tuck the pelvis under. Lifting the feet off of the ground, or excuse me, lifting the toes. Now begin to shift your weight into your toes, lifting the heels up. We're going to slowly make our way all the way down to our seats. Going to lay back here and set up for recline pigeon. So I know we did traditional at the beginning of class. So lay the head back here. Begin to take your right foot, right ankle, right above the left knee, flexing through the left foot. Pull the left knee in towards the chest. Meanwhile, you can even push that right knee out to really be feeling this right through here. And see how it might feel different from when we did traditional pigeon at the beginning of class. And stay here for a couple more breaths. Yeah, you're welcome to take an hour child's pose at the end of class if you like. Thank you for the suggestion. When you're ready, switch to the other side. Left ankle right above that right knee. Pull that right knee in towards the chest. Again, you can take a hand to the left knee and kind of push that out a little bit. Not too much, but just enough to be able to really feel that through the left glute muscle here. I think my neighbor finally decided to turn his car off. About 30 minutes of him revving the engine were over with that, thank goodness. Slowly start to unravel. Let's take 2 rounds of bridge or wheel pose here. So maybe you want to start off with a bridge pose and then second round go to wheel, or if you're feeling super energized, you can go straight to wheel both times. I'm going to start off with wheel here, or excuse me, with bridge. So I'm going to take both of my hands, palms face down by my side, knees reaching up towards the sky, feet firmly planted and close to the glute area. And take a breath in, lift the hips up. You may even roll the shoulders down the back and reach to bind. Just breathe into your belly here. Slowly lower. Windshield wiper the legs back and forth. Okay. All right. So get ready for your next round. I'm going to do wheel pose here. If wheel is in your practice, opportunity to take that. So same position for the legs here and the feet, but you're going to take your hands, bring them by your ears. And then on a breath in, lift the hips up and straighten through the elbows. You can crawl the arms back just a little bit if you like. And just remember to keep breathing. When you're ready, slowly come out, tucking the chin in towards the chest. Again, windshield wipering the knees back and forth. Now you can set yourself up for an inversion. So something kind of passive that doesn't take a lot of effort here. We've really used a lot of energy within the last couple breaths here. So you can hug the knees in towards the chest like I'm doing, really massage out the low back spine too. Your inversion can look like a happy baby, making sure to keep the low back really pressed in to your mat here. So it might be more helpful to grab for the shins. It is for me anyways, to be able to keep that low back in the mat. You can take waterfall pose if that works better for you, just reaching the soles of the feet towards the sky. Or if you're near a wall, you can take legs up the wall here. And you're not stuck in any one posture, any one place. So if you try something and it's not really working, then just do something else, do something different. So a couple more breaths here. Start to hug the knees into the chest. Drop over to the right. And bring that left arm out, gaze to the left. And switch over to the other side. Noticing any sensations in the body, a heartbeat, the calming of the breath. Your environment. And when you're ready, come back center and settle into your final resting posture here. So Shavasana, letting the legs go out in front of you, feet splaying out wide. Take up some space here. Lay your arms by your side with your palms face up. And take one deep breath in through the nose. Breath out of the mouth, release. Shavasana. When you're ready, start to come to. We're going to meet in a seated posture. Bring your hands to heart center and breathe in and breathe out. Thank you all for being here and being present today. Very thankful for you. I hope you all are staying safe. Namaste. If anybody is looking for things to do, as far as like things to read or podcasts, Glennon Doyle, this book that I was using as my block, this book is called Untamed. You can get it off Amazon, 2-day delivery. Really awesome book. Also, podcast by Brene Brown just came out 2 or 3 days ago. And her podcast is about, this one's about having a first time dealing with something, and the anxiety that comes with that, and it kind of came out right on time as far as we're all dealing with all this craziness for the first time. So check it out. It's on Spotify, or you can stream it for free, maybe from her website. Again, her name's Brene Brown if you don't know who she is. I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your Sunday. I'm so thankful to be able to move and share with you guys for the last pretty much hour. If you have any questions or need anything, or if there's anything you'd like to work on maybe next time, feel free to reach out. But for now, thank you so much, and y'all have a great day. Bye!